Hey, what is going on, guys? This is SMEP Reviews, and today we are taking a look at the new album from Reba McEntire titled Stronger Than the Truth. Let's get to it. Reba has been around for a very long time, and honestly, she is a country artist I have a lot of respect for. I've never really found her to be the super innovative country artist, but she does really know how to make some good songs, some really strong, catchy songs that I do really enjoy. And honestly, this album I was very excited for, as it was kind of in a response to how she handled things after the divorce of her husband, who she had found out had cheated on her. There's a lot of emotion going into this album, and I was very excited. And honestly, it doesn't disappoint, and I will say that up front because, man, this album is really good. It does deal a lot with the subject of infidelity and her husband who cheated on her, but it's so incredibly moving. She tells such very personal stories throughout all of these songs, and she doesn't get hung up on it. This isn't a totally this isn't an album where she's totally pitying herself and trying to make it seem like she's this victim. For the most part, she's pulling herself up, and she is trying to be the best she can and handle the situation in the best way that she knows how. Yes, definitely there are moments in this album that she does get a little more sad, and it's understandable. But that being said, she does ultimately try to better herself. She's not just trying to throw a pity party here. She is trying to better who she is and learn from what happened. And I think that that's an excellent way to go about it. I mean, I will say up front, probably the best song on this album is the title track, Stronger Than the Truth. An album about her hearing her name with her husband's and another person, and finding out through third-party sources that her husband had cheated on her. And she sings in this song that there's nothing worse than being the last person to know. And it's such an incredibly moving song about her experience of finding out, being lied to, and having to find out through the press or people in her life, not through her husband telling her and being honest with her, but through other people. This song's incredibly moving, and you can feel that emotion in Reba's voice. It's entirely gripping, and this song is just one that is so moving to the core. It is an incredibly wonderful song, and honestly, there's some really clever wordplay in this song, too. I mean, it's not that people had never compared, like, pain and things hurting like a knife, but she does have a lot of really interesting things. The title itself, Stronger Than the Truth, she's referring to there's no whiskey stronger than the truth. And yeah, it's not the most clever thing ever, but it's witty and it's funny in a very personal way, and it really works. And that wittiness comes through a lot in this album. Just really small word choices that just kind of gave me a chuckle at times. No You in Oklahoma is another song. It's a song that deals with not having someone in Oklahoma and being okay with that. And it's just some of the word choice here, just some of the little wit that Reba implements into each of these songs just gives me a laugh at times, and it's really clever. Then we have songs like Cactus in a Coffee Can, an absolutely heart-wrenching song about Reba detailing a time that she, or at least the narrator of the story, is on a plane, and she sits next to this girl, and she's clearly upset, and this girl ends up opening up to her and telling her that her mother gave her away when she was a child, and she didn't reconnect with her mom until 2 weeks before her mom died. She's carrying that coffee can full of her ashes, and I think that song is incredibly moving, and Reba really tells it well. It's a really great song, and when I say that, it's so incredibly great. It's one of those songs that just really does pull at your heartstrings. And honestly, this whole album is really good. There's very few lowlights on this album as a whole. Your Heart is a kind of meandering song that really loses any kind of strong hook, which isn't necessarily a detriment to a song, but it doesn't really work in this specific instance. And Freedom is your typical patriotic sort of anthem. And, you know, even then, the lowlights on this album aren't that bad. Freedom is still a fist-pumping, foot-stomping sort of song that's got a really nice beat to it that drives that song along. This album does have a real roller coaster of emotions, but it never feels jarring, as this is kind of how you'd expect someone to feel. She's going through these highs and lows, both in regards to the actual situation and just in her life. Because we do have songs like Tammy Wynette, Kind of Pain, where she's saying, you don't have to stand by your man. You don't have to stand by the person that hurt you. It's a broken plan, as she sings. And I think it's such a good song, as it's showing her empowering herself through the situation and not feeling like she's not trying to play the victim here. She's just saying she's not going to take this and she's going to move on. And I think that's so good, and that just shows again that emotional roller coaster of she was really down on the title track. Yes, she's still sad, but she's picking herself up. She's finding a way to move on, and it's such a great transition of emotion that she's able to express here. And for an artist who's done so much and put out so many albums, I believe this is her 33rd studio album, man, the fact that she's still able to create such consistently good songs is very impressive to me. This is a solid project all the way through. Great country album that really can fit with mainstream country, but not completely, but it doesn't feel dated at all. It's a really good balance. It's a really good album. I really do believe that. Great album, 8 out of 10. What did you guys think of this album? Please let me know down below. Also, is there any upcoming albums you'd like me to check out, or any thing that I could do to improve the quality of my videos? I really do appreciate you guys watching my video, hearing out my thoughts. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later.